Hello, fermented folks.
We have P. Jelly Clark.
All Makatsu.
We have Travis Baldry.
Today we have a really special guest, Leopoldo Gout.
Are you reeling it in and defending clowns?
I am. Earth doesn't even exist in Battlestar Galactica.
This show me heartburn. I was like, I loves it, I hates it.
It's called All Fluff.
Oh!
If you didn't know how I actually feel about The Mandalorian,
Don't worry.
this is it right here. Hello, fermented folks, and welcome to another episode of Fermented Fiction, the show where we debate the best genre, books, movies, and shows in the literary fiction realm. And today we're joined by our distinguished guest, Matthew Mercier. I don't know if that's how you actually pronounce it, but that's the way I read it on the page. And I don't want you to confuse him with the legendary DM, because he's way cooler than that guy.
Totally other
Whoa.
Evidenced by the fact that he's on this fucking show right now.
That's fair. I agree
What could
with
make
that.
you cooler?
And Matt, I believe you're cooler, but I also want to not lower our chances of somehow getting Matt Mercier on the show. So
Yeah.
I
Hey.
mean, yeah.
If
that'd
I
be
ever
fine.
meet him, I've been mistaken for that guy numerous times. So
Yeah.
It would be pretty sweet. It would be pretty sweet. Matthew, thank you for coming on the show, though. Regardless of the coolness spectrum, we're very glad to have you, and you're one of my favorite people to get drunk with at StokerCon. So super
man.
glad to have you. How you doing?
I am doing really well. Yeah, I'm coming to you from the beautiful Hudson Valley. Spring has sprung. The ramps, I got wild ramps coming up. I got mushrooms everywhere soon. So yeah, I'm doing really great.
Nice, man. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, we are glad to have you, and our show has been made greater by your presence. We will do what we always do at the start of this program, which is we'll go around and do some personal updates, and then we'll finish with Matthew so he can tell you a little bit about who he is, what he writes, and what he has coming out. Travis, we'll start with you. What's going on?
So I am doing what a lot of American culture, I'm doing the opposite of what a lot of people in American culture do. I'm trying to maintain a consistent, slight caloric surplus. Basically, I'm in bulking season. I'm trying to get bigger. And I thought that'd be like, oh yeah, you just eat more. That's easy. No, like eating for powerlifters, which I'm not doing near to that level, is like a full-time job, and it's wild. And you get to like the fourth meal of the day and it's all planned out, and you're like, another one? Like, come on, man. So yeah, that's been weird. Because I did the opposite growing up with wrestling. I was always in caloric deficiency slightly. Now I'm trying to go into that surplus range, and I have to like train myself how to eat, which is a really weird sentence to say. That's
Yeah, gotta really pace yourself.
Yeah, and that is a whole thing. Ever since wrestling, I hope to never be in a situation where I have to like too strictly diet again, whether it be deficiency or a surplus. I just don't like doing it. I have been trying to eat a little healthier, but yeah, I got a lot of food stuff in my tied up in my mental health at this point. It's this food stuff is like a root system that's dug into my septic tank line, you know? Like that shit's all fucked up in my brain, bro. I've got a lot of stuff going on with food stuff. Definitely
I'm sorry to dig up those roots.
That's what needs to happen to him. That's what you have to do with him. But yeah, you know, I haven't done that work to a sufficient degree, so here we are. We're on Fermented Fiction, and we're gonna just chat right on through it. My personal updates: I just finished SquatchCon. Jeremy came out. We did our first ever live event, and that was really fun. We had 5 people in the audience.
If you weren't able to make it, we did notice.
Yeah, yes, we did.
Try harder next time, right?
But on the other side of that, if you weren't able to make it, you were definitely in the vast majority of all humanity. So not an outlier as humanity goes. However, we did have a great show. We had a lot of fun. Thanks to Lish McBride and Kandara Blake for joining us in a debate for K-pop Demon Hunters. It was really fun. And we got to meet Chris Tallman, who is a professional actor and a writer for Nickelodeon. And he is the lead actor on The Thundermans, if you happen to know that show. He plays like the dad on The Thundermans, which is a really popular Nickelodeon kids show. So that was cool. He came to the podcast and he watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
And he even laughed
Hard
a
to
few
believe
times.
when it's 5 people, though.
Yeah, well, he felt
You
obligated
super
for
get
sure.
noticed. Yeah.
And he is an actor, so his laughs could have been completely fake. But we're gonna
Yeah.
we're gonna say that they were real. I did also take him back to the airport, and he said he was down to come on the show. So look out for that next season. Chris Tallman might be on the show. That'd be pretty fun. Yeah, that's me. I did 2 back-to-back cons. I have had time for nothing else, personal or otherwise. So there isn't much else going on for me. Just preparing for the 2 book launches I have in 2 weeks' time at Crypticon. And then we're going to be doing Matt Dinneman Live. So if you are in Seattle, definitely come to that. Jeremy, what's up with you?
Hey, well, my update did just kind of get, swiped out from under me.
Suck it.
But, yeah, whatever. Fine. My update is that, me and my wife slept in that recording studio right there.
Yeah, you did.
Staring deeply into the beak of the dude in that mural.
This guy right here.
Oh, yeah.
Very stareable beak.
Something to wake up to.
Something to wake up to. Something to not haunt you as you sleep. But, yes. SquatchCon was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, just as dope will be Crypticon next month. It's gonna be great.
Woo.
I reckon so.
Hey, boys.
I reckon so. There will probably be substantially more dope involved, in fact, judging by the Crypticons of yore. Matthew, what's going on with you, buddy? Who are you, and what do you write, and what do you got coming out right now?
So thanks for having me, guys. This is a lot of fun. I published my debut novel, Poe and I, with Crystal Lake Publishing in 2024, and ever since then, I've been ushered into this wonderful community. Clay, I think I met you a couple times, but I've gone to StokerCon last few years, and so I write horror, thrillers, a little bit of dark fantasy. I'm edging my way towards fantasy, and I am closing in currently this week. I'm closing in on the finale of my newest book that hopefully Crystal Lake will go for.
Nice.
It's really wild. I don't know. It's like David Cronenberg meets The Little Mermaid, if that makes any sense.
That sounds great.
Sounds pretty great. I worked in some Guar references. I think we're going for just full on. Yeah. So I can talk about the premise later, but it's a little bit wacky. So that's and spring is here in the Hudson Valley. So that's my beautiful week. So.
When I hear David Cronenberg meets The Little Mermaid, if this was a word association game, I would just immediately it's tentacles.
Mm-hmm.
Right
there's lots of tentacles. My friend,
there will be some tentacles.
There will be tentacles. There will be bodies cleaved in half. There will be body parts that extend. I'm just letting my imagination go. There's a homunculus involved. There's all kinds of things.
Good. Yeah,
you'll
nice. One.
Love words.
What's that?
Oh, homunculus. Fabulous word.
Fabulous word.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. I love it. It's my favorite word. One of my favorite words. Yeah. So it's a while. I'm just letting my subconscious loose because I'm I don't want AI to copy me. I'm just like, all right, I'm going to write the most whacked out stuff possible. So, yeah.
I think that is a good new goal for authors to have, is just write the most crazy thing that an AI would be like, I can't do this.
No, yeah. It's about the sex, it's about the human body, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna go for it, and full of emotion. But yeah, it is David. I'm like, oh yeah, this is David Cronenberg and Juncho. God, I'm gonna massacre his name. Ito, the Magna Japanese.
Junji.
Oh yeah.
Junji Ito.
Junji Ito. I look at the manuscript. I'm like, oh yeah, this is. I've been reading a lot of Ito, so Yeah.
I love Junji Ito. I'm
him.
getting strong Gyo vibes from this premise with the fish stench that infects the planet.
Yeah.
That is a nasty ass book. I fucking love it.
That book, I swear I can smell that book. I know I can't, but I read it.
Yes.
I'm like, ugh. Yeah, I start gagging.
It's so gross.
It's so gross.
Junji Ito's so great too because that's some of the only like horror that I will read that will genuinely scare me because it comes with the illustrations and they're so graphic and well done and creepy as fuck. Like it's not always just gory or whatever. Like creepy as fuck too. He does a lot of Japanese folklore stuff. Like in he's got a collection called Liminal Zone, and there's that story in there of the wailing women myth. And there's like basically a guy's dating a woman who's going to become one of these wailing women, and it's just a super creepy story. But he'll just build up the suspense so well that you're like, I don't want to turn the page, and then you turn it, and you're like,
exactly,
shouldn't have turned the page.
Don't want to turn the page. Nat Cassidy said that the Spiral book gave him a panic attack. I heard him interviewed, and he said it gave him a panic attack, and it's like that's exactly how I felt. Spiral just like he's the master of when you turn the page, you're like, you just know something's coming. Yeah. So that's what I'm going for.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's how I get reading Lord of the Rings, turning the page and seeing there's a song coming up.
What? Oh, Jeremy, I was listening to the King Kong episode. We'll talk about Lord of the Rings.
We usually do.
We don't need to.
We don't need to. Don't worry, we're going to anyway. It's fine.
We've done it too many times.
The Similorian ready to go.
Oh, this guy.
There you go.
He's on my side. He's on my side of this debate.
Yeah. Every single episode of the show is secretly about Lord of the Rings. And everybody just needs to be okay.
As it should be. You're talking to a guy whose cat's name is Bombadil.
Nice. Oh, nice.
So.
Yeah, you'd probably enjoy that episode, Matthew. Our boy CS Humble is an avid Lord of the Rings supporter, and it's a good time. I don't know if you've gotten to meet Seth at StokerCon, but if you get the chance this year, he's fun. We'll introduce you.
Yeah. I love his work. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, he's great. Unlike Jeremy's opinion of Lord of the Rings, let's move on into the debate.
Trash opinions about Lord of the Rings, turns out.
Into the debate.
Because we're actually not here to talk about Lord of the Rings at all today, which might surprise you. We are here to talk about Alien Earth. So the basic premise of Alien Earth is we've got alien stuff happening, but this time it's coming to Earth. And on Earth, there's we've got our ruling corporations that sort of roam the galaxy, and the ruling corporation on Earth is kind of led by this sociopathic technocrat whose kind of pet experiment is to implant the minds of children into these cyborg human things that he calls his children and names them all after characters from Peter Pan. And so we kind of start our story with him following the technocrat and with Wendy, his sort of first child, and her coming into consciousness and her journey into self-discovery and all the other children around her. And then a ship from Weyland-Yutani floats into orbit, which is always a good time for any planet that happens to be in the vicinity of a Weyland-Yutani vessel with nobody alive on it. Always a good thing. That happens, and if you have never watched the Alien franchise yet, then maybe you don't know, but if you have watched a single Alien movie, you already know what that means. Alien stuff is going to start happening. And we'll get into the rest of it as we go, but this is a show on Apple TV. It is, or Hulu, sorry. Hulu is where I watched it.
FX, yep.
Yeah, it's one of the two that I have to go out of my way to watch those services, so that's why I got it mixed up with Apple TV. This is a Hulu show, 8 episodes, 1 season, and we're going to talk about whether it was good or bad, but we don't get to decide what we actually think, do we, lads? Because we serve the dice gods on this podcast, and their whimsy their desires, their chaotic whims shall guide our decisions and our opinions. Today, Travis is debating on behalf of Fermented Fiction. If he rolls high, he'll debate for Alien Earth. If he rolls low, he'll debate against it, no matter what he actually thinks. Matthew Mercier is debating for the rest of the literary realm as our resident non-poet. Matthew, do you
Well,
have
you
a
got to roll
dice?
for him. You
You're
got
He's
to roll.
got to roll for me. I don't have a
Gotta
dice.
roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to roll my high risk, high reward that is lost 3 times in a row. Let's see. Not looking great.
13.
6.
13.
I'm 0 for 4.
All
Doing great.
right.
There you
Matthew,
go, man.
you will be kicking off the debate when Jeremy counts you in, and you love Alien Earth. That's
love
your
Alien Earth.
position. It's your
That's my
favorite show.
Absolutely just stoked on it. It's
Ah.
going to be so good.
It totally
Oh, yeah.
slaps, and you're going to convince us why, and Travis is going to rebuttal. I'm going to disappear. Jeremy, count these folks in and start your timer, and we'll see y'all, for me anyway, on the other side of the debate.
Oh yeah. Well, let's get right to it, guys. Let's just friggin' have it out in crazy bombastic ways. If one of you can bleed acid, that would be preferable. But yeah, we're just gonna get started in 3, 2, 1, go.
So it is my opinion that the Aliens franchise has been chasing James Cameron ever since 1986. Every movie has failed spectacularly. And I am old enough, I'm going to date myself here, to remember the original trailer for Alien 3, right? It promised, if you've ever seen it, and go to YouTube, it promised that aliens would go to Earth. They never made good on that promise until now. So when I heard that this series was coming to Hulu, I was incredibly stoked. I was like, it's time to see aliens on the streets of New York, running amok in the Statue of Liberty, killing millionaires. I just thought that's what I wanted to see. So slightly let down that it's like, oh, it's a bit more tempered than that. But I felt that they went in the right direction because the synths, the cyborgs, have always been, to me, the most interesting part of Aliens. Like Bishop, the Ian Holm character, like they're all play a crucial role, like in the Aliens movies. And so the fact that they focused on the synths was a good decision. And so to that end, I enjoyed it immensely. I thought there's a lot more ethical questions involved when you're talking about cyborgs and artificial life. And it was just, yeah, I felt it was the right spine to hang this story on. And I thought it was a tremendous success. I thought Boy Cavalier was going for the tech bro vibe it would absolutely, if he was running a corporation in space, he's going to be a little damaged little prick. And that's exactly what he was. So yeah, I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Not perfect, but what is. And yeah, I totally filled that, the aliens have not been served by the movies. The movies have failed the Aliens franchise completely. They have been better served by the novels, podcasts, comic books, graphic novels. And so what better thing to do than to get a novelist? I believe the showrunner has written novels. He knows how to pace something out into 8 episodes. And so it was evenly paced. It was perfectly paced. It was in-depth characters, decent conflict, and not quite a satisfying resolution. I mean, they were setting it up for something else, but I felt satisfied by the end of it. So there you go.
All right. That's good opening. And you really tossed me a nice softball pitch there. A little gentle up pitch with Alien 3, because let me tell you why this TV show is similar to Alien 3. Here's my little parallel thing that we would draw across in the textbook of me describing why I hate this show. Alien 3, director David Fincher. Very exciting. We were all excited for that, right? I mean, I wasn't old enough, but I was excited when I was getting into the Alien movies and saw David Fincher on the bill for Alien 3. I was like, whoa, that's awesome. He knows how to make a movie. Alien Earth, we got Noah Hawley, veteran of the Fargo series, which had 4 phenomenal seasons. I was like, here we go. This guy knows how to make a TV show. Alien 3, we have Space Prison and Alien. What a better combo. That's a great great little sentence there. Alien in a space prison. Hell yeah, I'm on board. Alien Earth, we have Alien on Earth. That's all I need right there. Alien 3, we get Ripley struggling with the morality of who do I save in a place of, pretty notable scumbags against this killing machine. How do I keep these people alive, even though maybe they don't deserve to be alive? Great philosophical quandary at the heart of that movie. Alien Earth, we have child in adult body, who is like struggling with what is a human? Is a human the mind? Is a human the emotions? Are the emotions dictated purely by the chemical reactions that happen within us? All these questions are opened up in episode 1. And both columns, folks, fail on every single level. Noah Hawley let me down. David Fincher let me down. Alien in a space prison was somehow boring. How? How did you do that? You made a space prison boring. How? Alien Earth, as soon as the girl jumped off the cliff and landed without pain, I was like, oh, never mind. We're not doing deep philosophical questions. We're just doing another stupid superhero show. I'm sick of those. I think everybody's sick of those. I'm sick of watching The Boys. I'm sick of watching that animated one that was good for like 2 seasons on Amazon Prime.
Blue-Eyed Samurai.
Invincible. That one, I was like, come on. I'm sick of the Marvel stuff. I was like, really, superheroes again? That's how creative you could get. Alien versus superheroes, and I know they're not superheroes. They're these like robotic figures that have the consciousness of children put into them, and that could have been interesting. Why did you have to give them super strength and speed and immortality? I don't understand why they all had to be Superman. It didn't have to be it's like they explained this science like it had to be this way. It's like, no, it didn't. You could have made him die. It was a feasible option for you to do, and I think would have been a much more interesting one. And then what was my third point though? Oh, that's it. The philosophical quandaries fall short in both projects. Alien 3 stretched for something about like who deserves to live and die, and we ended up with, again, boring, and I don't know where that script was going. Noah Hawley set a lot of great things up in the first episode, and it ended up being kind of this when it was an action scene, it was derivative of better products, and when it was a philosophical moment, it was him kind of lecturing the audience. So there was never this balance of like finding the philosophical moments within the action. It was always like, I'm either going to be lecturing you or shoving superhero action and aliens in your face. Which one do you want? And I'm like, I'd rather have a blend, and if I can't, I'd have neither. Thank you very much, Noah.
Those are some excellent points. I don't know that I can disagree with you about Alien 3. That is one of the greatest travesties known to man. What we could have had with Alien 3, but we're not talking about Alien 3. This show, I mean, I will grant you that it falls into the trap that every prestige TV has fallen into. It looks fantastic, right? It looks great. The actors are beautiful. The acting is good. The set design, the production values, everything, right? And you can fall into this trap that it is perfect, but it's not. It's got its flaws. But I will argue again that it is one of the best things to happen to the Alien franchise in a very long time in cinematic form, because these cinematic movies have been. I mean, Romulus was dog shit. I'm sorry. I had to really hold my. Is that fighting words?
I'll give you. I didn't find the script very good, but I think the aesthetic and the sound design was excellent.
Well, that's it. The sets, they had some great set pieces with the acid blood, and the director did Don't Breathe, which if you've seen that, I was really, and he did a fantastic job. Mm-hmm. But when the android, and again, the synth is the most interesting part of that movie. But when he said, "Get away from her, you bitch," I was like, "Come on, really?" One of the most the most iconic line. But I would argue that Alien Earth fulfills the promise that the aliens come to Earth. Like, I've been waiting for this. They promised it at the end of Alien Resurrection. We didn't get it. finally it makes sense for them to come to Earth. And I think Noah Hawley, he must have been like a fan. He must have, he read all the scripts that Orm produced, because it's, it makes perfect sense that they would come to Earth. Now, whether or not it ended well, I don't know. That's up for debate. We can discuss that. And there's a few plot points that I think were just weird. But again, 8 episodes, that's great. I'm so glad they didn't stretch it to 10. I'm so glad they didn't stretch it to 10. I think all TV shows should be 6 episodes, but that's a whole nother debate. But yeah, I agree with you that Alien 3, it did turn into an Alien movie. Like, it started out intellectual with great ideas, and then just kind of descended into a typical, Alien movie. But we have new creatures, the eyeball thing. Come on, that is incredibly inventive and gross.
Yeah.
I think he knew he had to invent other creatures.
The leech that just doesn't stop sucking. That was pretty cool.
That made me squirm. Yeah.
Were you? I agree with you that the synths are always the main characters, like the subtle hidden main characters of the Alien movies. And were you not bothered by the superhero thing?
You have a good point. Like, when she jumps off, and I was bothered less by the fact that they were like really super strong. But there was the plot point where they seemed to be communicating telepathically. I was like, wait, what the hell is this? I didn't get that.
Yeah.
And it took
And shut up, we're done.
Oh man,
It's over. You gotta let it go. Just let it go, man.
Good
Cut it out, pal. Cut it out.
Good
That was
work,
fun.
everyone. That was solid.
Nice work.
We've done it.
Great debate. Lots of good points to talk about. Because I agree with both of you.
Fantastic.
That's fantastic. Yeah, well, the mark of a superior mind is holding 2 thoughts in one head. I forget who said that, but
that's my boy Aristotle right there.
There you go.
Boy,
Aristotle is indeed Travis's boy.
my educated mind is the ability to entertain a thought without accepting it.
ooh,
Aristotle.
yes, indeed.
Boom.
Fantastic. Boom.
I was just about to say that. But anyway.
Same.
You guys are definitely brothers. This is great.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
If Aristotle was here with us today, I think he'd have some wine with us.
Yeah.
Certainly.
What would you bring to drink with Aristotle? I don't know if this is what I would have chosen under those circumstances, but what I brought to drink to Alien Earth was Space Punk
Oh,
Nice.
Black Lager.
you know,
Fantastic.
the children in adults' bodies. I think that's very fitting.
I think so too.
punks.
And then it's from Rainy Days, right out here on the peninsula. Yeah.
Local.
Polsbo. Yeah, I believe it's Polsbo or Bremerton. I can't remember which. One of
Nice.
those two. It's on the can somewhere. But anyway, that's what I got. It's going to be good. Rainy Days always does
Fantastic.
good beer. What do you got, Travis?
I have 2 things. First, for my beer to kind of chase my harder drink, Grazing Clouds. It's not really thematic, but I'm out walking here in Bozeman is one of the best breweries, I think, and they make a damn good pretzel with really good beer cheese. So, like going there. And then in my nice Montana glass that our grandmother got me for Christmas, I have one of my new favorite drinks, which is a mezcal old fashioned. The smokiness of mezcal mixes really well with bitters, and you add like a little bit of reposado tequila in there.
Wow.
Aristotle would be impressed.
Yep. I'll follow it up with hemlock to impress Socrates next.
Delightful.
Do that towards the end of the show, please. Otherwise, it's going to be really awkward. Jeremy, what kind of cocktail do you got for Alien?
Now, hey, so this is maybe going to give away a little bit of my thoughts on this, but I decided to bring back the collapsed horse.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yes.
I didn't expect that one.
Yeah. Who would? The collapsed horse, for people who don't know, is basically a ginger old fashioned. And sometimes that horse collapses because he's dead. People won't stop hitting him. Maybe.
That's probably what you think of Alien, Jeremy, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Jeremy first invented this drink for our review of A Collapse of Horses, I think, with Brian Evanson. Yeah.
Totally different meaning back then.
I know. That's why I was like, that's an interesting way to feel about Alien Earth. I can't really picture it at the level of Collapse of Horses. Yeah. Matthew, what'd you bring to the party?
I brought an athletic. I'm drinking
all right.
Nice.
NA tonight. Yeah, this is the Run Wild.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one. I've been so impressed with their NA beers. The technology is so much better because I'm probably the oldest person here, so I'm starting to watch my alcohol intake. I'm a man of a certain age, so I have to start watching. I got a nice stein to drink from, or not.
Nice.
Technically, it's not stein, but it's it's a good mug. So
I'm with you. I also want. I got my stein here.
Oh, there
fantastic. You got to have a good mug. So yeah.
I do. I'm with you. Like we've talked about this before, and hey, Athletic, maybe sponsor us because we say this all the time. Like I have yet to find a better NA. They nailed it.
They nailed it. Yeah. I mean, I thought because I love beer. And I knew, but I was getting older. I'm like, I can't drink as much. And but then I discovered, thank God, because it would have sucked to have drinking O'Doul's the rest of my life. Awful. Just kill me. Yeah.
So, O'Doul's, you can sponsor us too, but it's more that it's more like a don't give us negative reviews on Goodreads kind of thing.
Yeah.
Don't or we're more offering to not talk about you.
Yeah. Just give us 3 stars.
You can pay us to do that.
Yeah, we're
sponsor an episode. You won't hear your name in any of that episode.
Yeah. Pay for us to not talk about how crappy O'Doul's is.
Don't know who.
We'll switch to Heineken Zero and then till they pay us too. Sorry, Matthew.
Lord. No. My grandfather drank O'Doul's because alcohol has a dark history in our family. So he was like, I love to drink and I just want to drink, but we're gonna drink O'Doul's, Matthew. Yeah, I just found out about my great grandfather. Not a pretty picture with alcohol. Yeah. So, just those old Irishmen who came straight off the boat. Yeah, he was. So I just turned 51. So I will be measuring my alcohol intake for the rest of my life, just for safety's sake. But this beer has saved my life because it's only 65 calories. How's that for advertising?
Incredible.
There we go. That's it. Athletic.
65
Come on. We have a fantastic ad read for you ready to go.
I mean, that was it. You might just benefit from sponsoring Matthew straight up and cutting out the middleman too, which we encourage. We
encourage that, actually.
Right.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Travis,
you guys want some facts?
Yeah. Tell us some fun facts. Yeah. Fermented ones.
Here's some fermented facts. And I will tell you, there's not a ton because the show only ran for 8 episodes and it was pretty short. So I didn't narrow it down to 10. I'm just going to pick off the list of some of the best trivia I saw. But I'm going to start with, where we usually end with, is it successful? I would say yes. It was nominated for 3 Saturn Awards, an ASC Award, Critics' Choice Award, Independent Spirit Award, 2 of them. And most of those were either the show itself getting nominated as Best New Genre Series or nominees for both Sidney Chandler and Babu Kise. I don't know how to say his name. But both of them, the kind of 2 leads, the android who's on the ship. Let me see if I forget their characters' names. That would help everybody involved in my reading here. Sidney Chandler plays Wendy and Babu plays Morrow. So those 2 got nominated in all 3 of those sort of award shows for Best Actor and Best Actress. And I think, deservedly, they put in great performances. I was very impressed by Babu just in episode 1, how he kind of carries himself with that android persona. I hadn't seen anyone do that as well as him since Michael Fassbender. Which is like the best, to Matthew's point of these movies are often about the androids. Like, Michael Fassbender is the best part of Covenant and Prometheus, in my opinion, because every time he's on screen, it's like, that's what I'm here for. That and the alien killing people, and I'm good. Anyway, I digress. This show is produced and written and directed in large part by Noah Hawley, who is famous for Fargo. He also got his start in Bones, which is pretty cool. That was a very famous sort of more mainstream, not daytime television, but I don't know what you'd call that genre of like procedural television, I guess. That he started that after writing a movie called Lies and Alibis. Then he went on to write a couple more TV series, The Unusuals and My Generation. And then he wrote the miniseries Legion, which was very popular and apparently incredibly well written. I haven't watched it, unfortunately. He had one bomb with his screenplay for Lucy in the Sky, which got kind of really bad ratings across the board. But then he came and made Fargo, the television series, which, again, I stand by my statement and my argument, has 4 excellent seasons and 1 pretty bad one. but that's okay. 4 for 5 is a good record. Kirsch's Timothy Oliphant's character, Kirsch, his hair and makeup designer, conscious reference to Rutger Hauer's character Roy Beatty in Blade Runner, to kind of give a nod to Ridley Scott, who made the original Alien, which I thought was really cool. Another Timothy Oliphant fact: he turned down the role of Hal Jordan in DC Studios' Lanterns, which comes out this year, to act in this show. The role went to Kyle Chandler, who is best known as the dad in everything. if you want to know who Kyle Chandler is, you just say, oh, the dad from Friday Night Lights and Super 8.
He's in everything.
That other show. He's always the dad. He's
picture a dad. That's probably him.
That's Kyle. Which great actor.
Dad.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that to say I don't like him. I love Kyle Chandler, and he's been in like other roles where he really shows he's a great performer. But he's typecast so much as a dad. It's funny. Sigourney Weaver praised the series, saying she admired the scope and that she thought it was more profound than just an alien movie and about sort of the world and what's dominating the world in 100 years. And she thought that was like a cool direction to take the series. Boy quotes Clarke's third law, but incorrectly attributes it to Isaac Asimov. When asked in an interview what we could glean about Boy from this mistake, Noah Hawley cheekily stated that Boy looked up the quote on ChatGPT and misattributed it, essentially admitting that the mistake was Hawley's own.
That makes sense.
Clever recovery there of like, oh yeah, it wasn't me, it was Boy. There is a whole list here that I'm going to go through. That's a fun fact of the series takes place in 2120, meaning it is set 27 years after Prometheus, 16 years after Alien Covenant, 2 years before the original Alien, 17 years before the video game Alien Isolation, 22 years before Romulus, 59 years before Aliens and Alien 3, which are both set in 2179, and 261 years before Alien Resurrection.
Wow.
Noah Hawley confirmed that when he was writing, he wanted to largely ignore the events of Prometheus and Alien Covenant.
Smart move.
Yeah.
Not canon.
Smart move.
Smart move.
I think Clayton or Matthew, one of you two already referenced that the characters' names were named after the children in Neverland. Wendy, Toodles,
Some
Nibs,
of them.
Slightly, Curly, Smee. Some of them, not all, but yep. And let's see here. A couple spoiler ones. Oh, I liked this one. When talking to Joe, Ines says whether or not the children's consciousness was actually transferred to their new bodies is the difference between $1 trillion business and a blanket with sleeves. The current consensus on this type of consciousness transfer is that it would actually be a copy of a person's memories, not an actual transfer itself. As a result, there would be two different people with the same initial memories, but would gradually diverge as individuals as time passed. In fact, it was this type of transfer that would inspire a whole field of inquiry, namely the man who would be known as the father of artificial intelligence, Alan Turing. So a lot of this based in like some real deep cut science fiction stuff. And a last thing, here it is. In episode 1, during the transition from Marcy to Wendy, an electric sheep is shown, which is a nod to Blade Runner's original title, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
I was wondering about that.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I saw that.
we've talked a lot about Philip K. Dick. I think this is our third Philip K. Dick thing.
Yeah.
Which just goes to show like a lot of great products are made off of great or popular, either way. Products are made off of Philip K. Dick novels. So.
Yeah. I mean, he's in the DNA of the culture, man. That's the dream of every writer. But you can't write a piece of science fiction without treading on Big Dick. Yeah, he can't.
Just treading on that dick.
He swung that
It's
thing
out there.
all over the culture.
It's all- I just sorry, Dick. I didn't mean to say that, but that's what he feels like. He feels like this great presence and just enormous. So yeah.
Oh no, I had one of my favorite philosophy professors in my undergrad. He was like Philip K. Dick was like he had read all of his books and he had this like theory about the through line of Philip K. Dick's entire sort of philosophical leanings, and he would rant about him forever. And I'm like, I've never read one of his, and this is awesome that he has this big.
Yeah. He's one of the greats. I love hearing the stories. One of my favorite writers, Ursula K. Le Guin, and she went to high school with Philip, and I just love her. Yeah, they went to high school together. I think it was high school.
That's insane.
It's insane.
What high school was that?
Right?
I need to go back.
Matthew, what's your favorite? Can you name a favorite Le Guin book?
Favorite what?
Ursula K.
favorite
Le
what?
Guin book. Ursula K. Le Guin book.
Favorite Ursula K. Le Guin book. That would. Oh God, I have the whole collection up here. I mean, the Earthsea books are near and dear to my heart.
Mm-hmm.
After I read Lord of the Rings, I went straight to Earthsea, and so I'd have to say the Earthsea. There's like six books, but I'm also a fan of the Left Hand of Darkness, which is the one where there's a genderless planet. But really, yeah, Le Guin is I think she's my absolute favorite writer of all time. When I discovered her, it was like a lightning bolt. It was just, she wrote about fantasy worlds in a way that was so radically different than anything. There was no war. It was just all about ideas. It was all about character and peace. Like she wrote about peace and if you read The Dispossessed, that's another one that's just like
I was just gonna mention, like, I think I'll ask about it in the panel, and we can get to our opinions on Alien Earth, but I'll definitely talk to you in the panel about. I really love how well she does fiction as thought experiment.
Yes,
and we talked about that on a previous episode, but we should dive in with you on it because I really found The Dispossessed was that of like, I'm going to take these ideas and I'm going to use a fictional world to take them to their absolute extremes. Yeah. And see, like, what does that little playground look like? I thought it was so cool.
Absolute genius. Yeah. Yeah.
But first, Travis, since you're already there talking in the microphone, what did you actually think about Alien Earth? Did you actually despise it?
I'm going to be fully honest here. I've watched one episode.
Fantastic.
And I didn't hate it. I do stick by my first initial thoughts of this first episode, and you guys can spoil, I don't care. My first initial thoughts going in, and I'm going to keep watching because it's got me hooked enough, are what I said of like, it seems like it's setting up some really fantastic ideas, but I already see this potential of losing that inside the like pop culture action of like making them superheroes. And I keep thinking like, why did they do that? Like, I don't get the point. I stand by what I said of when I saw her jump off the thing and land and then be like, race ya, and sprint down the beach. I was like, that's not where I wanted that to go. Like, you
Just
had
starting
me,
right off with it.
and it happened like right after this really cool conversation of like, what is consciousness, and like they're debating about her. They're like, oh, how are you feeling today? We're trying to balance your emotions because the chemicals are gone that create those things. And I was like, oh man, that's fascinating. Like, if you didn't have testosterone and estrogen and all this stuff pumping through your body, would you feel anything? Like, that's a cool question to explore. And to Matthew's point, Alien fans, I think, have been waiting for that, to explore the psyche of the android even deeper, because they're always the most interesting characters. So I was just really let down when it was like that conversation, and then immediately like, race ya and sprint down there, and I'm like, what like, what is this? So that's where I'm a little scared about where the show's gonna go. I hope it doesn't turn into ironic, cynical one-liners and playing too far into like the kid thing. The aesthetic feels right to me. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm with Matthew on like, it's cool that it's not just an alien. There's this like plethora of monsters and cages that we can play with as an audience. And so it's got me excited enough to keep watching. But that first episode, I saw some writing on the wall that I was a little scared for. Also, Timothy Oliphant will always pull me to the screen. I don't know what it is about that guy, but
he's magnetic.
I love him.
So, he's magnetic. Yeah.
That's my opinions on episode 1 of Alien Earth. I'm gonna keep watching, but I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Matthew, what about you? Did you actually enjoy it?
I did actually enjoy it. Yeah. However, I will second what Travis is saying about his worries. I am exhausted as a viewer, as I am exhausted by IP. Like, the corporate media just seems to keep going back to the well. Like, even as a Lord of the Rings fan, I'm not sure we need the hunt for Gollum. Like, I don't know. Like, why do we have to keep making these movies? I just want. I've been hearing great things about Pluribus. I have not seen it yet, but I want original sci-fi. So, IP is comfort food, and it's comfort food. And at this point, and I have mixed feelings about it. I mean, as I said in my argument, I think the Aliens world has been greatly expanded by the novels. I don't know if anyone has read any of some people we know in the horror community. Tim Laban, I forget what is his name, Tim Wagner. V. Castro wrote an Aliens novel, which is actually pretty decent. She talks about, have you read it? Has anyone read it?
Yeah, I haven't.
No.
She follows Vasquez's children. She has Vasquez before she goes off and fulfills her role in Aliens. She has twins, or she has children. I think it's twins, a boy and a girl. The girl ends up being a Marine, and the boy ends up working for Weyland-Yutani. So it becomes like this interesting conflict. So I think in the novel world, the IP has chance. You can take greater chances, but television and film seem to just kind of fall back onto like an Alien film. At this point, essentially, this one didn't go that direction, but all the Aliens films, they end up being slashers, pretty much. Like the humans are just cannon fodder. You're just waiting for them to be chomped, and it gets really dull, really fast. But the synthetics, like Michael Fassbinder, is the most interesting part of those early movies. However, but I think there's just something about Geiger's design. It's just the nightmare that keeps on giving. Like, it's just that the face hugger will never be less than nightmarish. Like the way the whole thing was sticking it down your throat, and it just never
choking you. It's so great.
Choking you. Yeah, just like. Oof. Never ceases to disgust me, which is the mark of a great monster. It's one of the great monsters. The Alien Queen. I think that's why we keep coming back, because it's just a great monster movie, and it's a great monster. It's immortal, like Frankenstein and Godzilla. Like the alien's never going to die. So
that is one thing. Real quick, I didn't get to mention. One thing I didn't get to mention in my debate was, like, I love that you say that of IPs have this sandbox that people are unwilling to play in. And I was pretty happy with both the like AVP mix of Predator Badlands. Like people trashed that movie because it is just kind of a standard action film. But I was like, at least they did something new. They were like, yeah, let's stop making Predator like a horror film. It's just going to be a teenage action film with Wayland Yutani in the background, and let's see what that looks like. And I was like pleased by it.
Yeah.
I think you're right that there's a lot more potential there, but we sometimes keep turning into the same thing. But
well, we just get hemmed. I mean, great directors can get hemmed in by an IP, which is what happened with Alien Romulus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just had the loyalty. Yeah.
I feel like it's a really healthy mix of both of your points. Travis, I think you'll agree with me that the show is largely exactly what you just described. That is that's a relatively thorough vibe, I think, all throughout. Like it'll bring up a lot of interesting things, and sometimes it goes into them in more depth, but a lot of the time it does feel a little bit like, but you know, it'd be cooler if we start murdering people, you know?
Yeah.
And they just kind of default to the action quite a bit. But ultimately, I also think I agree with Matthew that it's kind of a new take on Alien. It does feel like a new take. They didn't do as much of the just rampaging around early on. They took their time with it a little bit more. I mean, there's still death and stuff throughout, but it's not full on like Alien Swarm until the end, which I was glad about that. So it explored it in a way that people have been waiting for if you were tired of like the AVP era, basically, which Romulus like it tricked us into thinking we were going to get that movie. And then it was like, just kidding. Here's 1,000 aliens and a giant alien baby. Fuck with that.
Yeah.
And
the ultimate baby.
Okay.
That was the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. Now, don't get me wrong. It's what would happen if you impregnate a pregnant woman with an alien guard? But I'm like, it wouldn't look like that.
Just if they'd
have
have just done the giant baby mother, I would have been all about that. If they'd have skipped the 50 xenomorphs. So it was like one xenomorph and then giant baby mother. After the xenomorph got defeated, I'd be like, that would have been pretty good. But having both was too much. But
listen,
I don't think Alien Earth did that.
I want this out there for the record. Clayton and Luciano both said this about Supernatural, and I want everyone on this panel to know this is how I feel about Romulus. When someone comes to me and says, here's what's wrong with Romulus, I'm like, you're 100% correct. And then when someone comes and is like, I loved Romulus, I'm like, I also agree with you somehow. Like, I vibed my ass through that movie, and I loved it. But every time it's criticized, I'm like, for sure, that was there.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
So you're taking the Aristotle stance of...
I am.
Yeah. I actually agree with you, Travis. I mean, the start of Romulus is fucking sick. Mm-hmm. And it looked like the exact Alien movie I was hoping to see. It started with the exploration of the ship, space being like a total sound vacuum. It was very cool. I thought Alien Earth explored the lives of the synths, and it gave them the interesting aspects of being actual children in adult bodies. It did make me ask some questions that maybe Jeremy will have asked, like,
sure.
Why do they still run like they're children? Like there is a biological aspect to why children like stumble around and stuff the way they do. If you're an adult, I don't know, you might not do that. So I was wondering about that. I don't know how that would actually work. And there was a lot of details that just seemed to lean towards the entertainment aspect while pertaining to philosophical musings. And it does basically just turn into space fantasy at the end because it's technology, but it's also fucking magic. She can talk to the xenomorph and she can control the whole base with her mind. Yeah, so it's just like magic.
That drove me nuts.
Why not?
That drove me nuts. Yeah. That drove me nuts. I couldn't. It was like the one major flaw. I'm like, why?
Mhm.
How? When did this come? How did she do this? Talking to the xenomorph was okay. I figured she could do that, but and then telepathically, can someone explain that part to me? Like how,
No, I
No.
can't. Technology.
how the Wayland
Under no
Yutani-
circumstances.
the Wayland Yutani guy, the Wayland Yutani cyborg, he telepathically like where did I miss something? Like how did that happen? Like when
You
did
missed
when
it because they left it out, I think.
you left it out, right?
Science.
Like,
They did it.
Tele-
They did it with science, I think. Actually,
it was every time it happened and they did that fade with I was like, wait, how? Why can't he do it? It's just like it just drove me nuts.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that something happened. Like they explained that and they had to edit it because that made no sense. It made 0 sense. 0 sense.
It's the technology, Matthew.
yeah, they did
It
with
makes
the
no sense to
technology.
you
Don't
because
ask
you're just a
questions.
human.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you don't
Wait a
have an
minute,
AI
it's
brain.
it's technology, okay? So that's
We could do
just go with it. Yeah, you can do it. But, you know,
Yeah.
I think this series was fine. You know, I gave it my classic 3-episode test, and then I was like, yeah, that's plenty. It's plenty for me to just do. Cause like, oh my god, it's something where I'm gonna shoot you all straight here. It looks fantastic. Okay.
Yeah.
It's incredible looking. Timothy Oliphant's there. Who
Yep.
wouldn't hit that? Obviously. Right.
Great
And-
performances all the way through, actually.
Yeah, great performances. But like, I mean, I take notes while I watch this. My first note is, God, this feels so long. And it's
It
just,
did.
it
did.
doesn't, the pacing, to everybody's credit, it stays consistent, at least for the first 3 episodes. And like, but like we get through episode 2 and episode 3, and I'm just sitting there wondering, like, who the hell is anyone, and why am I supposed to care that everyone's about to get aliened? Because I know it's happening. We saw the alien just tear through that, I guess, French Revolution orgy that was going to happen.
That was bizarre.
Let's assume that. I don't
that
know.
was bizarre. Yeah.
And, like,
yeah.
Maybe
I
a
mean,
nod
just-
to the Matrix or something. I don't know.
who knows?
Yeah. But that it's like the trap of TV, modern TV. Like it looks great. It looks
great.
fantastic.
Yep.
Like the
Mhm.
production values is great, but it's like a well polished turd sometimes. Like some of these shows are just like it looks fantastic, but the veneer is just It's,
There's a level too where I don't like that veneer on Alien, because I think one of my
Mhm.
favorite parts of the original Alien is the like gritty.
a gritty. Yeah.
I don't love
Yeah.
the word gritty. I think it gets overused, but like the 2 mechanic characters are 2 of my favorites because they talk like mechanics, they look
Right.
like mechanics, they're dirty. When
They're
they're
dirty.
when they're getting killed in the scenes, it's like dripping wet. Everything's like
Yeah.
oily, and I was like, this feels
yeah.
real.
This is
Mhm.
real.
Yeah.
Travis, have you ever read the William Gibson script for Alien 3 that he wrote? Have you heard of
No,
this?
I have
Mm.
not.
So the great sci-fi novelist William Gibson was they got him to write a script for Alien 3 that was obviously never produced.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what drew him to Alien, was the fact that it was dirty. Like the movies
Mhm.
were dirty and the spaceships were like filthy and there was like dishes in the sink and stuff.
Yeah.
And it fit right in with his aesthetic. And but his script starts out really smart with all this politics and corporations like battling, but then it descends into a bug hunt. It's really strange because I thought, oh, William Gibson wrote this. This has got to be really different and intellectual and but it about halfway through, and they do something interesting where they splice human DNA with alien DNA, and so you have these creatures that are half alien, half human. But it just becomes like a bloodbath. It becomes a slasher,
Mhm.
and it's really strange. So the great William Gibson turned in a script that was like, what the fuck? Like this is not William Gibson. This is like something else. So I think it happens with an IP. Like people feel the need to just do it. Yeah.
And I think it happens with this IP where, like, you have a monster like the xenomorph, like, just, a fantastic, scary monster for one movie, and then movie 2, like great swarm scary action thing, which great, and then everything else everything that follows that just has to find a way for that to fit, and the way it fits is that, like, yeah, this thing is just going to try to kill everything. Which, like, and this is probably my biggest issue with the Alien franchise as a whole, is that nothing seems to address, is that there is no good reason for Weyland-Yutani to try to get a xenomorph.
No, they do it every time.
They do it every time. Every single time we see it happens, it just kills everyone.
You could turn this into a weapon. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Like,
how is that project still greenlit?
How is that
Yutani?
You know,
what's hilarious is I think
like
we
could use this as weapon. You have actual weapons. You
The
can
first
like
movie-
gas a whole planet if you wanted to.
yeah,
the first movie I've seen that actually answers what Weyland-Yutani is trying to do again is Predator Badlands. Is because they're looking for a monster that regenerates itself, and they're like, oh, we want to regenerate ourselves too. So we're gonna
honestly, a lot of people, justifiably so, will talk shit about the Alien versus Predator series. They actually do explain why they're going to get aliens. It's because the Predators are a bunch of aggro dipshits who want to be trophy hunters.
That is sick. That does
sick.
make sense.
AVP 1 is a guilty pleasure. AVP 2 had me until the alien goes into a nursery, and then I was like, okay, that's fucked up. I don't
you do that.
Matt, I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
What's that?
I interrupted you before. I don't know if
Did
you still
you?
had a thought,
Oh, no, you can always interrupt me. I got a big mouth. I I think I think IP just has a way of making people compromise their storytelling instincts. But I do, if you haven't read the novels, the graphic novels actually take the cyborgs to new heights. I think the medium of the film and television world is just, the demand for fan service is just too tempting. Like, people just, they want the old stuff. So it's very, very difficult for somebody to do something original. I don't know. It's the world we live in now. I mean, aren't they making another Harry Potter series? Like,
I have a lot of thoughts on that, because my wife and I are we know the books super well, and the trailer looks very book accurate. And so I'm hoping maybe we get more. I don't know. But you're right. They are. Why make another one? The movies were great, but money.
Money.
They love the shit out of money.
Bring that money.
They do.
They do. I mean, who doesn't love money? But I understand it. But it's still like, I wish that they would use all that money to bankroll something original.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, and to your point on Harry Potter, it's not like there's not a lot of original fantasy out there. There's like so much.
So much. Yeah.
So much.
Yeah.
So much. There was another Aliens 3 script that actually had better ideas, and that one, Ripley landed. I think she landed on a planet of crazy monks, like monks who were like insane. And the alien became to them like a devil, like that they had to defeat, and they have no weapons. They have nothing to fight the aliens with. So that almost became the Fincher script, but we never saw that one either. So, it just seems like original ideas just have a hard time getting through.
I don't blame Fincher too much, because it was early and it kickstarted his career. Without Alien 3, we didn't get 7. So
exactly. Yeah. No,
thanks,
it's not Fincher's fault at all.
No.
Yeah. No. Widely known. Yeah.
Jeremy, did you finish all your thoughts?
Well, let's see. I think it's mainly with this, when I go into an Alien film, show, whatever, I'm usually just looking for, people to get killed and seeing the wettest spacecrafts ever committed to film. And this
so wet.
had some of that.
They are
It's fine.
so wet.
I don't know. It just seems to be roughly a movie's worth of plot stretched out over 8 hours. So like, I think overall it's just let down by having to include the aliens, because I think because of that, you do kind of just sweep under the rug some of the nightmarish philosophical implications of like copying dying children into robot bodies and just disposing of their corpses, and like a very rich person being obsessed with Peter Pan and having children on his island named Neverland, which I guess is just okay in the future.
Yeah.
It's been enough time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that seems pretty on the nose to me. Like they were going. I mean, that guy's either Elon Musk and Jeffrey Epstein combined. Like it's just, and that to me, the Aliens franchise at its core is all the corporations rule everything, and so that's. But I think it's been done. I mean, isn't The Expanse about corporations? I haven't read The Expanse, but
I read the first two, and yeah, it's very. There's like these feuds between like the different mining companies and stuff, and you get an entity kind of thrown in there like a parasitic, disruptor. But those were interesting. But yeah, you're right. It's an idea that's been done a lot.
Yeah, but I don't expect the Alien franchise to get into labor politics. Like,
no, they don't have to do that. They did that a little bit in Romulus. That's how they kicked it off.
Yes, it started out really great. I'm like, okay, this is what I want to see. Yep. And then we just got get away from her, you bitch. And like, I threw my beer can at the television screen. Like, come on. But that guy, again, the android. That guy, the young actor.
He was very interesting.
He was great. He was fantastic. And he had something interesting to do. So,
also, something to kick us into the 5-minute break. One last sad IP fact. You know what Noah Hawley's next big project is?
No, come on. Oh, yes, I heard this. Oh.
He's writing a Star Trek movie.
Oh, that's not what I thought. Oh, really?
Not what you thought. Oh, he's doing Far Cry as well. I don't know if that's. What
I gotta Google this because I heard something else. But wow, another Star Trek. Okay, well.
I do gotta say, I think Jeremy has a good point there. It is always alien movies to me at this point feel like the main thing you have to accomplish is how you reveal the alien and how you first like get the alien introduced to the people. Yeah. Because as soon as you do that, you got a xenomorph and then you can run with that. But then the movie has that same trajectory pretty much always. I did like that they did some new stuff with the sheep and
the eyeball was disgusting.
Yeah, the different little creatures. That was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what else is fun? Not having a full bladder and things like that. So we're going to take a 5-minute break. Matt, go ahead and turn off your camera and your microphone. That'll kick you off the screen. And we'll run our video and we'll see you on the other side. Hello, fermented folks. Welcome to another episode of Fermented Fiction, the first of our new season, and I believe it's season 4. The show where we drink beer and argue with each other and bring on really awesome creative guests.
If you'll permit me to go a little bit outside the box. Once upon a time, apparently, people used to sniff mummy remains, powdered mummy remains like cocaine. So I think 3 lines of powdered mummy remains, if you can get to that as well. Yeah, that'll get you right to really enjoy the movie, you know?
Dave told us all about making a mead, and I talk shit about Tom Bombadil, as I am wont to do whenever people bring up Lord of the Rings.
You would. You should.
And then that's
everybody
exactly what he made.
chill about Tom Bombadil, or I'll get unreasonably upset.
So, in your assessment, what did you think of the everyone kind of paired off, or at least a number of people did, romantically? How'd you feel about that? Did that seem really forced and dumb to you, or?
Tom Bombadil is a merry old fellow with his bright blue jacket and his boots are yellow. Right?
His boots are yellow.
Right.
Imagine discovering mummy remains and like, oh my god, these ancient figures. Dude, what if we crushed this and snorted it, yo? I bet we'd get fucked up.
Let's talk for a moment about the fucking all-star cast in this movie. We have Ewan McGregor slaughtering it the entire time, main character energy, top to bottom. You can't argue with it. Women want him, men want him, everybody wants Ewan McGregor. Okay? If you don't agree with that, you're lying to yourself.
Apparently she had a backstory, but they cut it because she's like very like hard-nosed at the beginning. And then like, I will say another pro of this movie is like their chemistry is hot. And like, I feel like if they didn't have that chemistry, I would have been like, ugh. Because she says at one point, she's like, oh, it's the apocalypse. What are we going to do? Like, fuck. And he's like, and then later when they like are like kissing, if they didn't have chemistry and if it was like two lesser actors, I think it would have been like an eye roll, like felt cheesy, but like you feel their bond.
The Langoliers themselves were originally going to be portrayed by puppets. And I think maybe they should have. Maybe they should have.
Dude, that's amazing.
There's no maybe about that.
And I wish that I could say that there was something greater happening here than the war diary of a broken man living as sort of this White Tower academic with all of his friends sitting inside the Eagle and Child drinking beer and pretending like, you know, Magic Lion Jesus isn't really silly. Because, I mean, it is. If we can just all be very honest with each other.
The Lord's work out there. Good job.
I like to think that I am. Most people aren't big enough, but I am. I'm willing to step up, you know?
Yeah. Dedicate
Still,
that time.
settle
You're
twice.
willing to dedicate that time.
The time, the money, all of it.
That was so painful. It's one of those painful things.
Oh, that
I've
was
done in
so
my
good.
life.
That was so good. We've never been so savagely attacked by any author on their show. It's incredible.
Do those things. See him? See him over there?
Do
Like,
it.
the comment, the subscribe. All of those things are super important for you to do.
Come on, and it doesn't even cost any money or nothing. You can just get right in there, man.
It's free, you know. And I heard if you do those, then you're safe in the future from being subconsciously uploaded into an Android.
Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah.
Yeah. And you don't want that to happen when the technocrats take over. So
True.
So just like, comment, subscribe, people.
Do it.
It'd be great. It'd be great.
Get in there.
All right.
Anybody wonder how one of the Ice Age sequels lasted for over a century?
Yeah, like not Ice Age, but
not even
like
the first
third
one.
Ice Age. I thought that too. I was like, this isn't Ice Age. This is Ice
A
Age
sequel
3.
to Ice Age that nobody in the world has ever seen.
Well, he had, they were attached to it by like, sibling stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
It didn't make much sense to me either, Jeremy. I'm with you on that. I was like,
Thank
really,
you.
of all the movies that they rewatch, like it's not Moana? Come on.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I'm
right.
not-
They're watching Ice Age. I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah. Ice Age
Not
3.
even the first one. Some number of sequels later.
Yeah.
We'll never
Speaking
know.
of, yeah. Travis, I looked it up. I just Googled it because I remember seeing this. It just got announced that Noah Hawley is going to direct a remake of the Argentinian horror film Terrified. Have you
Oh,
seen-
really?
Have you all seen that film?
I have not.
I haven't seen Terrified. Have you?
Yeah, it's the same guy that did Where the Devil Lurks, or if you've seen that one, I don't know, but that's
That one I have seen.
It's the same guy. It's his first movie.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty wild. So Noah Hawley seems to be going for the remakes, the IPs. So
Yeah. There's a good starting point. It's not a question I wrote down, but I would love to hear all y'all's opinions of like, is there a horror remake that you think did it well? Knocked it out of the park? Maybe one that you haven't mentioned before. Because I know like Clayton and I have definitely sung the praises of Nosferatu. But like, Other than that, I'd love to hear maybe any of the takes on. Is there a horror remake that you actually are glad they made, rather than being like, why? You know,
I'm very glad that John Carpenter remade The Thing.
That's good. Yeah, Thing. Yeah.
I think those are two just pretty different movies at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But they're so different that they're really different movies. The premise is basically of the creature itself is the only thing that links them together, but everything else about the way they're made is completely different. And so they feel like two very different movies to me, rather than like a shot-for-shot remake. Like, I don't know why they remade Psycho and just did it the exact same.
The exact same, but with Vince Vaughn.
What if it was Vince Vaughn instead? I'm just saying.
What if The Thing was Vince Vaughn?
Yeah,
instead of a
sure, why not?
shapeshifter, it's just Vince Vaughn is there.
Or he could be the captain. Vince Vaughn. Why not?
Matt, do you have one?
I had one in my head and it slipped out, but I thought the new take on Invisible Man was good. If
I've
you
heard
saw that one,
I haven't watched that, but I've heard that.
it came out right before the pandemic. And who's the actress from Mad Men? I'm slipping on her name. Elizabeth. No, it's Elizabeth.
No, it's not Elizabeth.
She's in The Handmaid's Tale. She's like the lead actress in The Handmaid's Tale.
Moss.
Yes,
Elizabeth Moss.
Elizabeth Moss. They did something good with that because the Invisible Man is a toxic male. He's an abuser. So I thought that was a good twist. But yeah, in terms of like remakes, I think it's I love it. Oh, the new, well, it's not quite a remake, but the new Godzilla. Not quite a remake, but a reinvention of a classic.
Good call for sure.
Bringing it back to its melancholy roots. Yeah.
And now we got Godzilla -0. First teaser came out, and
saw that. Yeah.
One little clip of Godzilla looked phenomenal. I'm pumped.
That is an IP I'm pretty excited about.
Yeah,
that one works for me.
Yeah, there's so many bad Godzilla movies.
Well, that's true.
Jeremy, do you have one?
Not really, because like when you get outside of like The Thing or The Invisible Man or whatever, generally when you have a remake, the thing you're remaking is like super well known, popular, whatever, for a good reason. And when you're trying to remake something that is already just incredible, then you're almost always falling into the trap of like, wow, this is, I mean, it reminds me of the original one, so that's but it's not as good. You know, it's like pick any of the Disney live action remakes of stuff. It's like, wow, this sure is almost like The Lion King.
This is like a community theater version of
I
The
liked
Lion
the
King.
Jungle Book. I liked the Jungle Book live action. That's the only
but
one I've
here's-
liked so far.
Yeah, here's the difference. Nobody cares about the original Jungle Book.
That's
That's not
lie.
true.
Not
That's not true.
My mother and I used to dance around and sing the monkey song in the kitchen. So you
Absolutely.
take that opinion and you get the hell out of my memories.
It's got
Yeah.
Fault for putting me in your memories, Travis.
I was doing some marching to that music in the living room.
You
Um,
march around to it. It's whatever.
I
I
did.
hear your
It was
point,
great.
Victor. I do
But
hear your-
I hear you. I agree.
Yeah.
Mostly.
I'm a fan. This might lose some maybe respect for me in some circles because I know people have strong opinions about it. But I really liked 2018's Suspiria, directed by Luca Guadagnino.
I did too. Yeah.
He did a damn good job with that remake.
Yeah.
And that's Dario Argento knocked it out of the park with the original. And I was like, why are they doing this? And then I watched it. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was surprised by that.
Mhm.
By that one.
I just feel like if you're gonna like remake and try to be like the source material, then you have to find a way to put your own unique twist on it while being really respectful of it. So I think you have to be really knowledgeable of it. And I think there's also cases where you depart from it enough that it feels like such a different experience. Like you wouldn't call The Mummy with Brendan Fraser a remake of the classic Mummy.
No.
Really, right?
Yeah.
Like that is a movie with a mummy in it. And in
That's
that
the best that
way,
can be said
they
for
are
that.
alike. And that is
it
it.
could just it could just as easily be like a remake of Abbott and Costello's Running with the Mummy or whatever. For how
Scooby Doo's episode with the mummy.
fantastic.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite monster movies. That when the Abbott and Costello, I watched that on repeat when I was a kid. It's,
Oh,
I
yeah.
watched it again. It's pretty cheesy, but obviously it still has a place in my heart. Yeah.
I always liked the Batman and Robin meet the Wolfman. Batman and Robin meet Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like YouTube skit comedy today, you know? They were doing all that classic skit comedy stuff, except for it was on a much different type of platform.
Yeah.
Interesting. Crazy.
Much better. Yeah.
All right. I want to move to the first question that I actually have written down, and we'll direct this to you first, Matt. Also, I keep calling you Matt. Is that fine? You're Matthew.
That's fine. Matthew,
Okay.
Matthew, whatever. Yeah.
So, something you said, I can't remember exactly what because I have that short of a memory, but it popped this up in my mind of like, do you think there's certain things that just can't blend? Because I think you're right that there's been this attempt in most Alien movies, because the first Alien did it pretty well, of like, it's a horror movie and it's a monster movie, but at the same time it's a movie about rape. Like, I think that's a pretty generally accepted consensus. There's a lot that points to that being the theme. So it has philosophical roots, but I think people have tried, most movies have tried to copy that sort of blending sense. And same with Predator. Predator never was as deeply philosophical. Like, it was a corny 80s action movie that was fantastic. But I think it tried to go into territories where it was like, we're going to like talk about things. And then Badlands went back to like, no. We're just going to do a shoot 'em up.
Yeah.
But I guess that's
this series is really more about spinal cords being.
Let's go back to the spinal cord.
Back to basics.
Come on, guys.
So that's my question to you first, Matt, and then to the panel of like, do you think there are certain things that just can never blend? One of those being like that IP monster movie mixed with brighter, more philosophical ideas. Where I see it falling short is like, as long as we're trying to appease the fandom and show them as much Alien as they want, you're never going to have the time adequate enough to explore the ideas that you want to explore. But maybe I'm wrong. What do you think?
Well, I would never say never. I mean, anything can work as long as the filmmaker, as long as the artist is competent. Ironically, what matters more in this world that we live in now is the fan base, right? You can make the most, like Rian Johnson found this out, right? If you mess with a treasured IP and you do something different, the fan base will come for you. The corporate bosses will say, no, we got to retcon everything. And so I think anything's possible. I mean, Ryan Coogler was able to make his own vision of Black Panther somehow, right? I mean, he put his own stamp on it. One of the rare Marvel movies, I mean, that has a voice, you could say. So it is possible. I don't know if I can't think of any other examples. I mean, Thor Ragnarok is pretty unique, but I mean, that and Black Panther, all the Marvel movies just kind of blend together now, even though I enjoyed them. But I think anything with the right director, the right writer, and the right environment in which to make it, you can pull off anything. But then there's that fan base that's waiting for you. And if the corporate bosses don't want to lose the fan base, then right, you're gonna be in a world of trouble, or if you care. So I don't know. It remains to be seen. I think anybody can pull anything off if they're good enough. You know, if you're competent, if you have confidence, if you insist on it, sure. Yeah,
I like that because I think and I like that you thought of Thor, because that's like the perfect example to me of like Ragnarok was the what's the director's name?
Taika Waititi.
Yeah, Waititi was like the Waititi dial at 5. And then he was like, we're going to go to 10 for Love and Thunder. And like all the fans were like, no. Like, way too much Waititi.
Yeah, that was like he got drunk on his own power. And that movie didn't work because Christian Bale was in a completely different movie.
Yeah.
He's in a when he's terrifying. Like he's in a horror movie.
He's
and then we
incredible
go back to like
in that. It's
he
crazy.
was incredible as he always is. He's always and he that whole black and white sequence is incredible. But then you go back to the vibe of like, and it's like, what? Like that was a mind fuck. That Marvel movie was like, what's going on? Yeah, he got drunk on his own power. Ragnarok was a miracle of tone and voice, and then he just said, "Oh well," and then the corporate bosses probably said, "Oh, we got to do that again." And when you do that, then you lose it. So yeah.
Clay,
can you restate the question?
Yeah, do you think there's things that like can't blend? So that the example from Alien being, we wrestle a lot in most of the Alien IPs, especially the movies, but even this TV show, even from episode 1 that I saw, like trying to balance the horror elements of the monster movie with deep philosophical questions. And sometimes that it seems like trying to commit too much time to one doesn't give you enough time for the other. So that's sort of what I'm wondering about.
I see. In terms of creating stuff myself, I have no experience with writing in anyone else's IP. So I'd be speaking out of my ass to talk about the process at all. I know a couple people who have done that, and I can't even comprehend how to get involved in that. I don't think I would really be very good at it, to be honest, or would really want to. Yeah, I don't know that there's things that can't mix. I just think that the more established and followed and recognized an IP is, it feels like moving to a new town, If you're going to live in this town the rest of your life and you want to like really make a good impression, you'll have to genuinely get to know your neighbors and find out like who's a good mechanic in town and go to them instead of the dealership and do all kinds of stuff like that. You have to do the equivalent of that on researching the IP. And I think you have to like it. I'm sure that changes for people all the time, but I would imagine most people get into an IP because they kind of like the IP. I don't know how often people end up writing for stuff they really don't like.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've done any of that, Matthew, or know anyone who has.
No. I mean, I've talked to people who have done it. I have so many questions about it because it does strike me as something very confining. It seems like fun, but I can't tell you the author of any Star Wars novels except Chuck Wendig. Right? I know Chuck Wendig has written Star Wars novels.
Yeah.
But that's only because I know Chuck Wendig. So, but I don't know how. It's hard to distinguish yourself. How do you distinguish yourself? Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I wrote a Star Wars novel in high school, but
okay.
That is
what happened in it.
Oh God, it was. Sadly, it's lost to time. I think it got lost. It was a Boba Fett novel.
Of course.
Boba Fett novel. It took place inside the Sarlacc pit because I always wondered what happened to him after he fell in the Sarlacc pit.
Nice.
And so it was just him in the Sarlacc pit getting digested, reflecting on his life.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's like the wild strawberries of Star Wars novels. He's just like reflecting on his life and not, thinking about, but
he's smoking a cigarette, quoting Nietzsche.
Right. Exactly. And he was getting digested slowly because of the metal. Like he doesn't get. He's got this whole body armor.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was a very pretentious child. So, but yeah, I attempted a Boba Fett novel.
It's all right, man. I'm still a very pretentious child.
Is that true, Clay? Is your
I don't really spend much time thinking about him.
Very good.
I do. Oh, I might have lost it. I love that you said the people who, I think Clayton, you said this, like they have to love the thing. Because I'm going to keep coming back to it because it's technically in the same IP now. Like Predator Badlands feels like a love project, a passion project. It's fun. It's dumb. But it feels like Dan Trachtenberg was like, I just want to make Once I Was a Teenage Predator and see what happens.
Yeah, totally.
And he
why not? Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to be clear. I don't think there's anything wrong with writing for IPs. If I could, I would, but I don't even think I'd be very good at it. So I'm not pitching myself well for that right now. But yeah,
it pays.
It pays, yeah. And I don't know. I feel like if it pays, yeah. I feel like it's really hard to do though, because you are constricted by a lot of predisposed expectations, and probably people like almost certainly actually people who know more about it than you. You know, there will always be a bigger fish out there who's like, actually, that was episode 72.
Exactly.
And that only that
You can
only
take
aired
so
once
much
on
of that.
TV in 1978. So,
And they
but I
probably
could
own
understand why you
everything.
didn't see it.
Yeah, they probably own everything you're right. So they probably own. If you invent something new, then they own it. I think that's how it works. Yeah. So.
Yeah, this is one of those things, and like, I think the main key is just because you can always tell when it's one way or the other way, but like when the IP is used as like a crutch rather than like a sandbox or a setting, you can feel the difference of somebody being like, oh, this is a Marvel movie versus someone going like, oh, now I have Marvel money to make a movie.
Right.
And sure, like when you get to say that
See
level,
James
you
Gunn.
Yeah, see James Gunn. See James Gunn 3 whole times. And then now for all of DC. It's fine.
Yeah.
We're doing good. We're doing good, everybody. But like, and there is also that weight of expectations. I think it's probably the highest on movies because like, you can expect a certain amount of people to not see a series or to not, and even more people to not read the entire extended universe.
Oh my god.
And oh yeah. So like you can probably get pretty crazy in an Alien novelization. You can just go absolutely wild. Probably why Disney at a certain point just decided like, you know what? The entire Star Wars extended universe just doesn't count anymore. We're starting over.
We're tearing it down. We're doing a corporate level rebuild.
See
Taking
how
it down
to,
to starts.
how to piss off a fan base in like one sentence. Oh yeah, that's not canon anymore.
Yeah.
Really.
There's
Don't worry
a
about it.
there's a novelist by the name of Sean Hamill. He wrote a book called The Cosmology of Monsters. He just wrote an alien novel, and I read it.
Nice.
And it's the most left field thing. It's like a letter a letter to the man's gay lover, and it's like this really bizarre postmodern, like a story within a story. He does all this stuff, and I'm like, well, they're never going to make this into a movie. So he must have just taken it and said, well, I have an opportunity to do it, and so ran with it.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest book I've ever read because it's not an alien movie. It's not what you think of, but it's interesting.
That actually leads perfectly into my next question, which kind of branches off this one of there's this demand for fan service, and I guess hopefully open opinions here. Like, is it necessary? Because I can think of a lot of movies like, yes, people probably want to please the fans when they take on these IP things. And I'm saying we generally. I usually view these things as like, oh yeah, they had to do that. But did they? That's kind of my question of like, do you really have to submit to that fan service? Because I can think of a couple projects that didn't, swung for the fences, went a different way, and made a good enough product that I don't think it mattered in the fans' eyes. They were like, oh yeah, I didn't get what I thought I wanted, but I got something better. An example that hopped to the top of my mind was 10 Cloverfield Lane. It has nothing to do with Cloverfield. But holy shit, is it a great movie about this like apocalyptic scenario where you're in a safety bunker with a psychopath. Like, I thought that I watched that movie. I was like, I didn't see the monster, but I'm happy with what I saw. So I don't know. Is there a level to where maybe do you think writers should have a little more, or is it even possible with the kind of executive committees that do these things to have a little more like, no, I'm gonna put my vision into the sandbox and see what we get. Matt?
I just thought of this. There is a movie sequel that I consider superior to the original, in which the same director basically gave his middle finger to the original film, and that is Gremlins 2.
Sure.
Gremlins 2, in my mind, is superior. Like Joe Dante just said, "Fuck you." I am making a Looney Tunes cartoon, and I like that Key and Peele sketch is hilarious.
Yes,
like,
I love that.
It's just like that's exactly what they did. He's like, I'm just gonna, because I think he got the original Gremlins taken away from him. It was written by Chris Columbus, who's like not a great. So Gremlins 2 is like, I love that movie because he just went all the way out. They satirized the first movie, and he's a Weisenheimer, Joe Dante, and so Gremlins 2. I think he didn't care. He just went and made his movie. Just didn't care. So, yeah.
So I guess to follow up with that, like to my question of like, do you think like he took a risk? They gave him the money to take the risk.
Yeah.
Would you like to see more of that kind of thing where it's hey, I'm going to do the thing inside the IP. So I guess that's more of my root question is like, should we see more things inside IPs only taking risks inside the story instead of this like basic, I have to submit to the fan service? Is IP really the problem, or is the fan service thing the problem? I guess is the question.
I think it's the fan service. I think it is. People get used to a certain, and I don't want to diss on fans. I mean, I'm a fan of certain worlds, but I love to have my expectations. I love to have the rug pulled out from under me in anything, and I love it when somebody just screws with my expectations. And so, if you can do that with an IP, more power to you. I think there's also a danger of over intellectualizing some of this stuff. Like The Predator is about ripping spines out of people's backs.
Yeah.
Like there's no need to get too.
Don't overthink it.
Yeah, don't overthink it. I love it. But the Prey was also good. Where he's
I liked Prey. Yeah.
Prey I loved so much, and it was just as beautifully shot. It's a perfect environment, perfect opponent for the Predator. So, really just straightforward genre exercise that happened to have a unique vision. So I would love to see more of it. I don't like seeing the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. So
no,
please surprise me.
Prey's a perfect example because it was like they tried to put the Predator in New York. They tried to put the Predator against Alien. And then some genius came along and was like, hey, you know how we had the Predator against Marine Commandos? Yeah. What if we had him against Comanches? That'd be pretty dope. And it worked. It worked.
You'd be pretty great. It works.
Yeah. I mean, when it's a good story that somebody clearly put their heart and soul into because either they love the IP or they love putting their spin on the IP, it can work out really well. I do like subverting fan expectations, especially when you're still able to, again, because like I say, going to the new town metaphor, that's about honestly ingratiating yourself with the community and honestly familiarizing yourself with the genre and with the IP before you go moving in, And, because when you rewrite for an IP, I imagine you're always kind of competing for canon to some degree. Like, I wonder if that's I don't know if that's something that writers and IPs hope for, that they'll become official canon, or what the process would be for that. But I imagine if you're approaching it with that level of gravity and respect, then you're probably going to write a good story. And it's great then when you could subvert the expectations while still demonstrating that. So I think like a good example is maybe Serenity, you know? And we're kind of hearkening back to lots of stories that are like, you to the people who were stupid and canceled these things. But Serenity, you know, it was very sudden, and suddenly they were like, I guess we're going to use what's left of our budget to make a feature and close this whole thing out. And they pulled it off pretty well, but by design, it was very different from like where Firefly was going and the way Firefly liked to tell stories, with like a little bit of a slower pace and a build up. So that's like a really good example of it working. But then sometimes you get Ford Coppola's Dracula, and we all have to live with that. And I know that a lot of people love that movie. I'm not hating on, not yucking anyone's yums, but I
am.
That's definitely one of those yums that I do find yucky personally. And it's, you know, it was a really weird, it just departed in the weirdest ways. It still paid its homage though. So I think that's why there's a wide variety of people's feelings about it. Because the Dracula scene was still creepy. The shadow work was cool. Opening
Gary sequence.
Yeah.
That opening sequence is, yeah. I took a date to see that movie. And, no, she loved it.
Which date was it?
Oh, good.
This was in high school. No, it was my first girlfriend, and she loved vampires. So we went.
Did you give her your Boba Fett novel after?
Yeah. It was my senior year. I was a lot smarter by the time I got to see it. So no,
that's good.
I knew if I wanted to get any action, I was like not to talk about Star Wars at all. So,
yeah.
No, I was wise by that point. So.
Boba Fett
I
novel.
have fond recollections of Dracula, but I'm probably blinded by hormones there because that was like
I know we have a 18+
something.
audience, but for any high schoolers listening, Boba Fett novel comes after you're smoking a cigarette in the bed. That's when. By the way, will you read my manuscript?
Do y'all remember that movie 23?
Yes, I love that movie.
That movie is the embodiment of that entire vibe.
Clayton loved the number 23.
I loved it, dude.
The Jim Carrey movie?
Yeah,
I loved it. I was an angsty teenager, and I was just like, "Oh yeah, absolutely."
Oh yeah,
life is pain. I was.
Wow, I would not have pegged you for that. Just your fit. Wow, that movie. Jim Carrey's serious phase.
Oh man, it's not my finest hour.
I love a serious Jim Carrey.
Yeah, middle school Travis has many memories of Clayton, high school Clayton being like, "Bro, the number 23."
But did you take a date to see 23, or did you?
No.
Because that would be, woo.
No, that was one of my darker secrets. It would have been a rough date movie for sure.
That's one of those ones where you kind of have to already be married before you bring that up.
For sure.
Well, you might get divorced after seeing that movie. That's fucking.
You're right. Maybe also have a kid or something.
I don't know.
It's not.
Just really trap him in there. Oh no.
Jeremy, do you have any comments on the fan service question?
Well, hey, look, I think the ultimate service to the fans is to just make something good. You know, just go at it as good as possible. Now, that doesn't always work. Like, as much as I maintain that, like, what is it? Rian Johnson's Star Wars movie is probably the best of the Star Wars movies.
Oof.
A hill I'm prepared to die on.
You will die lonely on that hill.
Hey, look, it's not The Rise of Skywalker now, is it?
It's not. There is one movie worse than The Last Jedi.
One.
Excuse you, there are several.
Potentially
worse.
two. Attack
Did
of the
you
Clones.
see?
Attack of the Clones is pretty bad.
Attack of the
It's
Clones.
pretty bad.
Good.
Jango Fett
Ewan
was sick
McGregor
though.
was there. Jango Fett.
I wrote a book about Jango Fett.
I bet you did.
Yeah, they should have adapted my novel for this.
Exactly.
Might as well.
Darth
Would've
Maul
been
and
more
Jango Fett hanging out, fighting peace, fighting justice.
Well,
Exactly.
That's the
Death
buddy
sticks,
cop that I want.
Smoking
Remake
death
that.
sticks
I want all
and
of that.
quoting Nietzsche.
I'd watch that. I'd watch that so fast. Oh my god.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
But I think that is one of the risks in like trying not to please fans and just trying to tell the story you intend is that you are shackled to an IP, and whether that IP is like helping you move along, or if you're just dragging the corpse of something that probably was good once behind you in the three-legged race of life. That is ultimately not for you to decide. That's for the fans. And so I'm pretty sure there's just no good answer to this. But, if there isn't an IP, then you have no fans to service. And you can just do whatever, I guess. I don't know. I lost it. I lost it halfway.
You helped me. I think this is another follow-up question. We're going on a lot of questions I didn't actually write down, so thank you for guiding this discussion, people. But I'm thinking of it seems this thing I've been thinking about a lot from critical articles I've been reading and stuff is character truly the most important thing in story? Because when I think about the IP movies and books that kind of went off the rails but succeeded, it's the ones that honestly told the perspective of characters within the world that made sense to the world but were different. So again, 10 Cloverfield Lane, those characters make sense to a world that's been attacked by an alien that's the size of Godzilla and has this destructive capability and is rampart and has these infected things that are. It makes sense that those people would retreat to the bunker and that scenario would happen. Or Matt, I haven't read the one you talked about, but Vasquez's children.
Yeah.
You're taking a character that it has a fleshed out story and you're providing just some extra mileage to that character within the universe that everybody knows. So I guess that's my question is it seems do you think there's a precedence that gets taken with plot and character generally in stories, but in IPs and stuff of which is probably prime in focus? Is it the character or the plot?
Well, I think again, it depends on who's watching it, right? So in The Last Jedi, when he tossed that lightsaber over his shoulder, I knew exactly what I was like, oh, this is what he's going for. I knew what he was going to do. I was like, oh, he's demythologizing the hero. But I know that pissed off a lot of people because they're like, oh, that's not my Luke Skywalker. Right? They got very attached to their vision of Luke Skywalker. But so I don't know. That's a good question. The V. Castro novel about Vasquez, you can tell she had a lot of fun. And she embodies it with her culture, her Latinx culture. There's there's a lot of that. Her personal history is embedded in that novel, which is IP. But she finds a way. She found an entry point into the character because she shares an identity with the character, who in the movie was famously played by someone who was not Hispanic. Jeanette Goldstein, I think, is Jewish. I think that's the actress's name, right? The woman who plays Vasquez.
I will look it up and tell you.
Yeah. But I don't know. Character and plot have to be intertwined. Character takes an action. So yeah, I don't know. Again, that's probably why I would not be good at IP either. Like Clay said, I'd be too constrained by who the character is. I read a Star Wars novel, the only one I've ever read, by Stephen Barnes, partner to Tananarive Due, if you've heard of her. He wrote a one that followed Mace Windu,
Nice.
the Samuel Jackson Jedi.
Mhm.
And it was interesting, Barnes is a martial artist, so he stuck a lot of martial arts in that book. So, but I couldn't tell you like what a Mace Windu character is. So you'd have to be, I don't know. The fans are probably going to take you to task if you ruin. Everyone's got their idea of what the character is. So
Yeah.
you can't win. You really can't win.
Also, for the record, Matt was correct. Jeanette Goldstein did play Vasquez.
She plays Vasquez, and she fooled me, but she's not Hispanic. She's like so famously, yeah.
There you go, man.
Jeremy or Clay?
Well,
Jeremy.
yeah, Clay.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
Well, very good.
Go.
Like when we're talking about like now, for most of my favorite stories, it's all the characters driving the story, but like, and I really like that. But if the plot can give you enough to think about on its own, then you don't automatically need a super deep character. You can get by with a Keanu Reeves type, It's probably one of the things that helps like The Matrix work as well as the first one did before becoming increasingly divisive, I suppose. I assume the most recent one was trash. Why not? But like, there was enough going on there that you didn't need Keanu Reeves to have a super like developed, complicated thing, because he was just there being the blank slate, the men's bathroom symbol of actors. For everyone to it's like, just this blank man for everyone to be like, yeah, that's me. I see this man here, and I believe that is what I would be and where I should be going. Like the little man on the men's bathroom side. That guy.
Oh, the side. Okay, I get it. I was like, wait a minute, what?
What a take.
I just saw a bunch of guys at a urinal.
What a take.
I don't get it.
What a take. Keanu Reeves is the men's bathroom man of actors.
When I see Keanu Reeves, I do not think I am him.
No.
Good. Yeah, he can probably beat the crap out of me and the rest of us.
Certainly.
That's fine.
Certainly.
Hardest working man in Hollywood. He's fantastic. And but I think what it is, and what I'm getting at ultimately, is that like if your plot has enough going on, you don't have to worry too much about the characters. If we're talking about Alien Earth, I don't think this plot does that. I don't think it does that at all. It does some alien stuff. That's fine. You can do alien stuff. It's okay. And superheroes. Hey, those are hot. That's fine. It's good.
Superheroes are so hot right now.
So hot.
Yeah.
100%.
Look, not everything can be the perfect film, which is Speed Racer.
Every time.
Matthew, don't take the bait.
I have never seen Speed Racer, so I have no idea.
All right. Clay,
greatest movie ever made. It's fine.
I don't know. I don't think that anything is the most important thing in a story. And I think it matters a lot on which story you're trying to tell. So Jeremy has a point about the different IPs have a different level of openness to them too. And it depends on how much you distance yourself from like the most popular IP. So like it's more okay for, I think if you're going to carve your own path out of it, then you see examples where people go pretty far away from the original source material. I'm trying to think of an example, but of course I'm drawing a blank right now. Something that like, or, you're more beholden to the plot and the expectations. And maybe you as the writer and creators, like really want to be a positive part of the expectation. Then you adhere more to the rules that everybody expects you to follow. The Alien franchise in particular has a very strict sequence of events that always happens. And unless it's AVP, I think it happens a bit less. It's still there though. But once it starts, you're pretty much locked into having to finish it. And if you didn't, I can't think of an Alien movie that didn't finish it. I can think of Alien movies that were like, but we're going to go bigger actually. Watch out. This is bigger than the xenomorph. Bah! But that's like, I don't really see them ever not finish it. So that would be an interesting Alien movie. They just, captured the face sucker and didn't turn it into a xenomorph.
I can think of, to your point, Clay, about ones that maybe go further that you said you couldn't think of an example. I can think of one that famously was not made, and that's Jodorowsky's Dune. There's like a whole documentary about what that movie was going to be. And whenever I read the script, there's like this whole subset of people that's like, that would be great. And I'm the one that's like, that's not Dune. Like, just call it something else and make the movie you want to make. Like, that's just not Dune. That's too far outside the IP.
The greatest film never made. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, and if you say you're gonna do a specific story, then then the expectations are completely different too. Like in the Alien IP, for example, all we know about Alien Earth is that aliens are going to Earth, and we know what we kind of already. We already know what Earth is in for. So we are now just have this ticking time bomb of how long before Earth fucks around enough to find out.
Yeah.
Turns
it
out
always happens eventually.
How long until there's an alien, and how long until there's Earth?
Yep.
And the answer is episode 1, which I would appreciate. I appreciate.
The answer is whatever year Alien versus Predator came out, because they were just kind of already there.
They're already there.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
I was going to say the IP question can also translate to genre. People have genre expectations. If you're writing a crime novel, if you're writing a horror novel, I think authors can get away with it. Paul Tremblay gets away with it every single book. He like upends people's expectations about what horror should be. And then you can see, if you just go to his Goodreads page, people are like, this isn't horror. Like, people complain. So people have genre expectations, and sometimes, you should meet those, but then other times, not. There's more flexibility in the literary world than movies. So,
I think horror is such a good genre for that, because I constantly get in these conversations about, oh, that's not a horror movie. I'm like, what do you mean? It didn't make you jump? They're like, well, no, it didn't make me jump. I'm like, did you think about it when you left the theater? Because it was so disturbing. Well, yeah. I'm like, that's a fucking horror movie. Like, come on. Like,
that's a big umbrella.
It's a big umbrella.
It's a big umbrella.
All right. I have 2 more questions. I know we're running up on time here. I have one that's just for Matt, and then I have one for the panel. Matt, if you have the time, but I want to let you. Okay.
Sure, of course. At time.
Let's go just for Matt for the first one.
Woo.
So just you.
Just
Mr. Mercier. You mentioned that you think TV should be written in 6 episodes. Please let us know why.
Why? Because it goes against the grain of what the corporations want. People want, we all know that TV shows go on far too long, longer than they should. It's like a novel. A novel, no matter how well written, a novel will always be flawed because the longer you stretch out a narrative, the more you just have to keep adding stuff, and there's always going to be something wrong with it. There's always going to be a plot point. It's never perfect. A short story, a poem, the smaller things are, the greater the chance for fantastic success. And so likewise with the TV series. I don't know if you all have seen The Night Manager, the spy series with Tom Huddleston. Fantastic. Six episodes. You're in, you're out. Brevity lends itself to genius. I think if you can make something concise and beautiful in a short amount of time, there's no need to have 8 seasons of crap, which happens with so many TV shows. They just they overstay their welcome. So, and unfortunately now in the age of streaming, the numbers matter more than the quality. So, but yeah, television should be should constrain itself. 6 episodes is like, I think, enough. You don't even need 8. So
I think I would generally agree. I think I love your statement that brevity is very good for that storytelling thing of like, and you know, I can think of series like we always reference Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul that went, you know, several episodes, but I feel like even those ones, when I think about them, are broken into mini arcs.
Yes,
that fulfill themselves in like 5 to 6 episodes.
I'm one of those contrarians that thinks Better Call Saul is better than Breaking Bad.
So is my wife. I was impressed with both.
They're different.
I need to rewatch Breaking Bad to make a full judgment because I just finished Better Call Saul.
Breaking Bad, I can see the plot holes more readily, and Better Call Saul, the character development is just so. They're more mature writers at that point. Like I just felt like his descent was far more believable. By the time Walt was killing people in prison, I'm like, I don't know if, so that was weird. But controversial take.
But I think you're right though about the brevity, because I think like even the shows I think of that are longer, have little mini arcs. Andor is one of my favorites, and yes, it's stretched to I think 12 episode seasons, but those 12 episodes are in 4 3-episode chunks. I might be wrong.
And that's it. He's not doing another one, right?
Andor he's done. And he like told his story about the one character in these 3-episode chunks, and all those arcs tie up, and it's beautiful. And I think you got a point there.
You have a greater chance of the viewer remembering it too.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't tell you, if something's on for 8 seasons, they all blend together after a while. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think the real Go ahead, Jeremy.
Oh yeah. Well, even like I bring up Lucifer every once in a while.
I can't hear
because of what? Oh, you can do it. It's great. But like I bring up Lucifer every once in a while because especially particularly the earlier seasons when it was on like CBS or whatever, you can tell like almost all of the episodes of that show were only included because they had to fill 24 episodes or whatever. And most of it had nothing to do with any of it. And the only thing that even made it watchable was just that the main character was pretty fun to watch, even when he was doing basically nothing.
Sure.
Yeah. But that's just a story stretched to its breaking point by just ignoring the story almost all of the time.
Yeah.
Just, I think the most important thing is if the story knows it's going to end, it knows where it's going to end. And if it doesn't, then it's written as such. It leaves you hanging for, and and back to Firefly, since we talked about that earlier, but it's another good example of it was written to be continued, and it did not pretend it was over with season 1. But then they were forced to write something that was it being over, and everything else you guys have brought up, I think that's a common thread between them. They're all written like Breaking Bad knows exactly when it ends. It completes all its character arcs. It knows what it's about, and it never loses hold of it. I think that's what happens when shows feel like they've gone too long, is they lose control of like what the story was about, or they lose connection to what it was originally about. And if you go past the point where we start to care less about how things turn out at the end, I think you've gone a little too long. Once we start to like kind of, I don't really like this character anyway. Can we just kill him already?
There's one that like, there's one that I don't even like the show, but I have to give props to, like you said, that baked in, they know when the story's going to end. And my wife watches it. It's Bridgerton. And there's there's so many Bridgerton siblings. And so I'm like, oh, the show's gonna run as long as there's a sibling to still fall in love.
Mhm.
And like once
And there
all
will
the
be.
once all the siblings are married, then the show's gonna end.
Will
I
it
thought
though?
you were going to say Outlander there for a minute.
No, I haven't watched Outlander. No.
My dear wife loves Outlander.
I've heard a lot of people love Outlander, but yeah, my wife is into Bridgerton, and I'm like, okay, at least at the end of every season, I can be like watching with her and be like, okay, which sibling's next? Is it this one or is it this? All right.
Indeed.
If we have time for one more, I know we're over time a little bit, 2:04, but
We can also let you go if you need to, Matthew.
Yes, Matt.
No, I'm good.
All up to you. Okay. So the last question I have before we rate this thing is what I hinted at before, kind of talking about Ursula K. Le Guin, is that fiction is thought experiment. I just generally want to have a discussion about that. It's been something that's on my mind for a while. I think Le Guin did it excellently with this like socialist planet, this capitalist planet. Take those two to their extremes. What do those two look like with the dispossessed? Do you think that's something as prevalent today? Do you think it's a really excellent use of fiction to take philosophical ideas to their end, or does it kind of detract from character and plot? A lot of questions in there, but yeah, generally, just what are your opinions on this? Taking the thought experiment idea and kind of building a fictional world to explore that.
Well, I think it's a hallmark of it's a hallmark of great science fiction. Or I think the masters have done it well without sacrificing character. I mean, the other name that pops into my head is Octavia Butler. I mean, all of her books are thought experiments, essentially. Kindred, Dawn. I mean, if you've read Dawn, the Dawn series has got to be one of the most disturbing takes on aliens that I've ever read. And it's, what happens if aliens start breeding us? I mean, it's just like, ugh. But it is, but Kindred is another thought experiment that doesn't sacrifice character. And it's a great story. It's a great premise. So, yeah, and Le Guin is one of the masters of this. She did it so well in The Left-Handed Darkness, The Genderless Planet, The Lathe of Heaven, about a man who tries to control your dreams and tries to achieve world peace through that. The word for world is forest, which is basically Avatar in many ways. So every one of her books is the ideas are there, and yet Ged and Tanar are as alive to me as Frodo and Sam. Like, those characters are vital to her fiction. So it can be done. I'm trying to think of somebody, a modern writer but it has gone away, at least in my reading. I don't know that it's as. I mean, when you compare anyone to Ursula K. Le Guin, you're going to fail. So I don't know if it's fair to do that. But of course, I got my own shelves. Susanna Clark, Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. Have you all read that book?
It is.
What's that?
I've read something else by Susanna. What's her other? Susanna
Paranice, I think, is one of her other.
Yeah.
Paranice?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, this is her first novel. Look how thick this thing is.
Mm-hmm.
I highly recommend if y'all like fantasy. It's about two warring wizards who go at it in England, Napoleonic England, and it's all about ideas. It's about practical magic versus theoretical magic, and it sounds cringy maybe, but it's like Jane Austen meets Harry Potter. So it's really, really something. So yeah, this came out in like 2004. So that's one that's full of ideas. But thought experiments, yeah, Le Guin was the queen of that. She just wasn't afraid to go there. But I don't think you have to sacrifice plot or character, but you have to be really good. The dispossessed, the dispossessed. I cannot imagine that was. I'm sure that was the most difficult book to write because that book is.
Yeah.
Some people have told me they feel like they're being lectured when they read that book. So maybe I'll have to go back and reread it. But
I remember trying to read it in like certain scenarios. Like I find places to read all the time. I have like a car book, I have a bed book, and I tried to make it one of those. I tried to make it one of those like passing period books, and I was like, this is too smart for that. Like I have to like find a time to sit down and read The Dispossessed.
Yeah. But, yeah. The Dispossessed is something else. Yeah.
Claire, Jeremy, any comments on fiction and thought experiment? I know we've talked about it on a previous show, but
well, yeah. But I mean, like, as far as I'm concerned, every story is some kind of thought experiment. It sets up something and says, this is what this person would do, which automatically begs the question of, what would you do? This is the scenario. What would you do? Now, sure, there are a lot that are just kind of lazier, and there's less of that you can do when you have more reactionary characters of just like, by the way, an alien shows up and it's gonna try and kill you. What are you gonna do? You running or you fighting? How's that gonna go? But it's just something that's kind of inherently baked into stories, and like if something gives you more to think about, I always find that really cool, and I think that's part of what disappoints me about Alien Earth. It's because there are some cool philosophical things that you can really dive into, and the story's like, don't worry about that. Look at these people that look like they were put through a blender. That's something, right? Like, maybe.
It's something.
Maybe. Yeah.
Tell me the question one more time.
Just general opinions on like fiction as thought experiment.
Right.
Do you think it's hard to do without taking away from the plot and character, or I don't know, a lot of stuff there.
Yeah, I kind of agree with a combination of both. Like Jeremy said, the circumstances of the story definitely dictate how realistic it feels for your character to be sitting around thinking. And so if you're always in a car chase, then you don't have a lot of time to muse on the philosophies of existence. You're a little busy at the moment. You can certainly think about deep things and explore your character's inner monologue in tense situations and in situations that aren't just comfortable or contentment. But like, I do still have to be able to believe that it would be possible to think about things with any depth under the circumstances. So I think as long as, the circumstances feel realistic enough, then I could see it in all kinds of stories. And when they don't, then I'm like, that's when it feels out of place. And when it feels like establishing expectations and making promises that your story isn't even trying to fulfill. Like when you try to be pseudo-philosophical, but really you're in a spinal cord tearing out movie. That's fine. Just
once I was a teenage predator.
Yeah. I think it's just as much a staple of horror as it is science fiction too. Horror is like 90% people trying to figure out how to not die from whatever is malevolently haunting them, whether from the inside or out. And that's like, that's at once our most profound and our most primal question. How do I not die? It's something you have to face every day. It's something you contemplate with longevity over the course of your life. It's a primary obsession of human beings is leaving a legacy. So I think there's a lot of those layers to it, but we've probably talked about Alien Earth not enough and lots of other bullshit for a lot of time. Matthew, it was really fun to have you on. Before we let you go, we're going to have you rank this thing for us. So the good people can go out and, watch Alien Earth in a prepared manner. no matter how they like to prepare. Jeremy, we'll start with you. We'll end with you, Matt, so that you can tell the people one more time who you are, what you do, and where they can find you. Jeremy, how would you rate Alien Earth episodes 1 through 3?
Well, hey, so look, this is gonna be rough. Okay, there's no can't sugarcoat it for you. This is gonna be it's not gonna be terrible. Look, it's pretty to look at. There's some stuff almost going on in like an intriguing way, and like, look, you're gonna want to have your drink ready. It's gonna be great. There we go. And so, if like me, you hate the way that kids are written sometimes, how they're sometimes talking like middle schoolers and sometimes talking like they're 6, you just take a drink. You drink a bit for that, drink, of course, also when sometimes you're looking at 80s future technology and then sometimes it's just regular future technology. Don't worry about that. Just assume it was an aesthetic choice. Anytime you see or hear quoted Sid the Sloth, also, just get right in there. And like, when the cyborg is just a dick, for what seems like absolutely no reason, I didn't watch the whole show. Is there a reason? Did we find a reason?
He's under a lot of pressure, for sure.
Look,
really high expectations and a very fierce competitive work environment.
Okay, he was fully asked not to go retrieve the aliens, and he's just like, "No, I'm gonna anyway." And
Seems to be.
So he's just doing that for the love of the game. And so you're gonna have another drink for the love of the game.
For the love of mother.
It was for the
love of mother.
M-A-T-H-E.
Why not?
So you've got a drink for that.
So yeah, I don't know what the number is. It's too much.
None of us do.
It's too much. Sure.
I don't want to assume for you, Matthew, but Travis and I stopped counting Jeremy's drinks a long time ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I lost track. Yeah,
you would. Don't worry about it.
Travis,
I'm gonna have.
How would you approach episode 1?
I got 2 options here because this is. I'm looking forward to the season. You're gonna line up, so you're gonna have 2 tables, and yes, this will be a waste of both dishes and alcohol.
Furniture for this.
You're gonna have 2 tables. On your right side, you're gonna have. This show is awesome. It explores the philosophical ideas that it's introduced, while also blending alien horror and action perfectly. And that's all just gonna be like maybe only 3 tankards of beer. So you're sipping while you enjoy these exploration ideas. You don't want to get too drunk. Then on your left hand, you're gonna have a shot for every time the superhero shit really overpowers the plot line that you hope is coming and becomes something that you wish just didn't happen. And it sounds like every time we get to the telekinesis shit, that's probably going to be a shot. So, so you're going to have 1 table that's just full of shots of bourbon and 1 table that's like 4, maybe 5 tankards of ale. And we'll see where you end up. If you really like the show, you're going to have 4 beers, and that'll be nice. You're going to be feeling good. If you hate the show and it does too much of the superhero shit, you're going to have like 20 shots of bourbon and you're going to die. so there's your 2 options.
Yeah. Call the ambulance first.
Yeah. Clay?
And if you're the kind of person who prefers the superhero shit, you can always just change the tables.
Yeah.
You can just move the labels over and then do shots whenever they're doing philosophical shit.
Yeah,
Either way,
tables,
you'll
you
get
make
super
the rules.
fucked up.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. I don't know. I think you should take a shot to empathize every time some living creature is inoculated by the facehugger creature. Is that the right word for that? Perhaps that's the wrong word for that. I'm not a
Getting
poet like Matthew.
Infected? Maybe?
You're not.
I'm not a poet. I am not a poet like Matthew, actually. That's something we have in common.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I don't
if
know
your
why I
face
just took
gets
an
hot.
unprovoked shot at you, Matthew. I'm sorry about that.
What?
Great hosting. Great hosting.
You're doing great, bud.
Yeah, I think if you do that every time a face hugger face hugs its way into someone's heart and soul, take a shot, and in between that, just sip on your favorite beer. Have a good time. Because honestly, I didn't think Alien Earth was terrible. I do think it's really slow at the start. It starts to pick up. So if you like the musing bits and the more philosophical exploration, the beginning of the show is heavier on that. So you get that. And then you get action movie at the end. So if you wanted that, you get that too. And if you don't, you can just stop like before the last 2 episodes.
Bless you.
And because the last 2 episodes are almost entirely that. But you know, that'll happen. So if that's for you, there you go. That's your turnaround point. Episode 6. Just call it good. Just like Matthew said, episode 6. It's the magic number.
6 episodes, yeah.
Magic number.
And that's about what I would give the series. I think I would rate it 6. I mean, it's not terrible. It's not great. It's just it's just fine. Like a lot of television, television, it's just fine. It's so hard to make a great TV series. I think it's The Wire's like the only one that The Wire and Deadwood are the only perfect TV. I mean, if I had to pick perfect TV series, so this is fine. You will not be. Well, you might be bored depending on who you are, but you should take a shot every time the name Wayland Yutani is said. I mean, because
there you go.
Like, I mean, yeah. I mean, and every time someone decides to do something stupid with the alien, like
which is every time.
Which is every time, but also
every
just
time.
the one moment where I just jumped off the couch and said that's stupid is when the eyeball escaped, like it fell off the shelf. I'm like, really? This is the future? We still haven't made shatterproof glass? Like, really? You're gonna like that's just the dumbest. Yeah, they just so it's just fine. It's 6. But then I realized at the end of the final episode, they set themselves up for a really strange because if this takes place before Alien, right? Mm-hmm. The last line of the series, Jeremy, it's just in case so you don't have to watch. The last line of the series is she says it's time for us to rule.
Yeah.
Like, and I thought, oh, so she's like gonna be like the Michael, like she's gonna be like Fassbinder's character, like she's gonna like wreck some shit. But I was like, well, wait a minute, then how is that gonna play into because I don't know, it's just gonna be they've set themselves up for trouble, I think, because it's not gonna jive with what we know of the aliens so far. So the Alien series. So yeah, I'd rate it a 6. It's just fine. It's just fine.
Well, she has science magic now, so she'll be able to take on Wayland Yutani.
Yeah. You know which character I do want more of that they killed off right away is that creepy what's his name? Tang? I forget his the one that was like the one that was creeping on all the women, like he was like repulsive. He was the best possible way.
The android that just like watched everyone and was he was wild.
He was wild, and then he took him out. Like I'm like,
they just killed him.
Took him out right away. I'm like, oh, he was disgusting.
It's true.
But interesting. Like the first shot of the series is him like hovering over that girl, and I was like, and then he was killed. So
Well, Matthew Mercier.
You never get
doing great with that.
Where can people find you? Who are you? Tell them one more time.
You can find me at MatthewMercier.com is my website. You can email me. Poe and I is available wherever you buy books. And I am on Instagram. I'm on Threads. Matthew Mercier is pretty easy to find me. I try to be on Blue Sky, but it's just too much. I can't do everything. So Instagram is my most active social media. But I'll be at StokerCon. Will I see you fine gentlemen at StokerCon?
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
All of us. Yep.
All of fantastic. All right. Looking forward to it every year.
It's always a good time. And yeah, we'll be doing some fun stuff at StokerCon. We'll be going from the hotel. We're collaborating with Jeff C. Carter. That'll be a really good time. He's got lots of good ideas.
Nice.
We're going to do some questions pulled out of a hat type stuff. Walking around, asking people random questions. Travis also has some questions that he's been thinking about. Kind of having a fun broadcast and then doing some coverage of the awards, just grabbing whoever we can.
Fantastic.
So yeah, you'll have to stop by, pull a question out of the magic hat.
I think he did that in Stanford. I remember him doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're trying to figure out some fun stuff, but it'll be cool. That's what we're up to at Fermented Fiction. Matthew, thank you for being on the show.
Of course.
And yeah, please do like, comment, and subscribe. We're an indie venture. And if you want to keep hearing our voices for 2.5 hours a night, once a week, you can pay us to do that. And if you don't, we will do it even louder.
Yeah, we'll still do it.
We're offering you essentially the same deal that we offered to O'Douls earlier in the show.
You better just hop on, you know?
You better Patreon us.
Pay to silence us. Pay to silence us.
Good luck. We have a high price, but we could be paid enough probably to do it. But you're going to have to give us a lot. Yeah. Everybody's got a price. And then you'll see us dropping off and you'll know whose price was lowest. Your price has been very high. Being here with putting up with our bullshit for like 2.5 hours. But Matthew, you were fucking awesome, man. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks,
Fermented folks. Thank you. We're going to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
That'd be so good. Later.
Good night.
Yeah, you can do it. You just do it.
I have.